Did you know about this new very fancy hotel in Disney World? Let's take a tour. We have toured the Walt Disney World Dolphin before, and the Swan is its sister resort, which is still on the docket, but today we are at Disney World's newest hotel, the Walt Disney World Swan Reserve. Swan, Dolphin, and Swan Reserve are not Disney World resorts. They are located in Disney World. They're located in the Epcot area. You can see Tower of Terror is right there, walkable to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but they're actually owned by Marriott. And this hotel, the Swan Reserve, is part of their autograph collection. We're gonna take a full tour of the rooms, the pool, the restaurants, and more here at Swan Reserve and learn all about this resort. I'm so excited. I've actually never been here, but I've learned a lot about it for you guys, so we're gonna learn some cool stuff. When you enter, you'll enter right to bell services and the front desk. Now you can, of course, check in at the front desk, but this resort does actually have a mobile check-in feature. It's just not where you might think it is. You can check in using the Marriott Bonvoy app. You do have to be a Marriott Bonvoy member, but that is free. So I went ahead and made an account like a couple days ago and went ahead and did a mobile check-in so I could skip the front desk. They also do give you a mobile key. So to use the mobile key, it's just like Disney's. It's located in the app. You hold your phone up to the door and it uses Bluetooth to open it right up. So definitely gonna try that out. But my room is ready, so let's head on up and try to find it. I'm very excited to see it. This resort already has a very different feel from the Swan and Dolphin. It feels a little bit, it feels newer, it feels trendier. There's definitely like some trendy music playing, trendy vibes in general. There's lemon water. Look how fancy. Now before we head out of the lobby, you can of course check in with the front desk and they can get you all situated with a room key if you don't want to use that online mobile check-in. And this is also where you'll find bell services if you do need to leave any bags. That's a great feature if you happen to be arriving at the hotel before your room is ready or leaving the hotel after you have to be out of your room. You can leave your bags with bell services. Escalator. Can't find this in any Disney hotels except Contemporary. Goodbye, trendy lobby. And this level is also where you'll find the pool and all of the dining and everything like that. Now, unlike the Swan and Dolphin, which you can see just across the street there, this is a smaller hotel. It's 14 stories with 349 guest rooms in total, 149 of which are the signature suites. As you might be able to tell in here, this is kind of a modern oasis theme is the vibe. And as I mentioned, this is located to Epcot, close enough to walk and to walk to Hollywood Studios. But if you don't want to walk, the Marriott resorts do also have transportation. It's just not the Disney transportation. Now we're going to check out all the lounge and dining offerings a little bit later, but right now I want to see that room so badly. I want to check out our view. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty cool. So check-in is at 4 p.m. However, when I checked in advance, I was able to say that I was going to arrive at 12 p.m. Now that is a request, but my room was ready at 12 p.m. exactly. So they clearly honored it. Since the Swan Reserve is on the smaller side, you do have access to the amenities over at Swan and Dolphin. I checked out the Dolphin amenities in my Dolphin tour. Make sure you go check that out. And if you want to see the Swan tour, let me know in the comments and I'll get a video film there. All right, here's our room. I found it. It's very sleek in here, echoey. And here is my room key. It says tap to unlock. And let's see if we have any luck. I might have to take my case off. No, we did it. Yes. We're in. Ooh. Very nice. Nice pool view, Hollywood Studios. And this is the lowest view category at this resort. So as you can see, not too shabby. All right, I can already see there's a lot to explore in this room. So let's get going. Let's check out all the little details. All right, so as you saw, we entered the room through the door. A shocking plot twist. There's the people with a little covering, emergency evac, all the normal stuff. This is the cute do not disturb sign. It says still dreaming, super cute. And then right when you come in, you have your full length mirror. It's very sizable. There's a lot of room for activities. We've got this big, large, very large, big sliding door to the left. As you come in, that's the bathroom. We'll check that out after we check out the rest of the room. And then you've got these beautiful cabinets, which kind of have an Art Deco, like Gatsby vibe. Big closet, pretty sizable space here. You've got extra pillow blanket, a steamer. I only see these in deluxe hotels in Disney World, so that's pretty cool. This is technically a deluxe hotel. We've got a couple little like laundry situations, bathrobes, also a rare sight in Disney World. These are only at some of the fanciest hotels. Even my Contemporary room didn't have bathrobes. And they are Swan Reserve bathrobes. Ironing board back here, plus a luggage rack and some more hangers. Everything you need in there. Connecting rooms are available if you have a larger party, and it's super easy when you book on the Marriott website to say that you have this number of adults and you want this many rooms. And then, the coffee maker. We've got a nice coffee maker here, a couple of different coffee options. I can't wait to try these. That's tea. And you also have complimentary waters. Now, this is part of your resort fee, that $35 fee. You actually pay in addition to the per night fee. A couple of things come in that. It's your water bottles, your access to the fitness center, access to the facilities around Swan and Dolphin, access to the Wi-Fi, all comes in that $35 per night extra fee, but definitely something to keep in mind. And so you get 2 of these and they're replenished daily. And this little like cabinet thing is pretty cool because we've got these outlets here, which I don't see this in Disney hotels. This is a USB-C port. So that's really cool. That's what most of my devices use. And then this slides out and it's a little surface for your ice bucket and water cups, which are also fancy looking ombre. And then you've got one of your many drawers here. Looking under, this is a smaller one. Very big TV. This is bigger than the Disney TVs. And you have streaming content that you can watch, which is awesome. I love cable, but I also love to watch my own TV. And when I am watching cable, it's Guy Fieri's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, or whatever else happens to be on the Food Network, because that's the only thing worth watching on cable, in my opinion. That's not true, but I really like the Food Network. Next up in our cupboard of many things, we have a cabinet that opens up to reveal your mini fridge. Now, this is a much more sizable fridge than I see in most Disney hotel rooms. It's got a lot of depth, many shelves, good door space. This is a pretty big mini fridge. And then just next door, we have these drawers that are slimmer but deep. So lots of space in there. There are 2 of those. And there's actually another hidden drawer right in here under this cabinet, or in this cabinet, right like that. And you're safe as well, programmable. Then, as I'd expect to see, since this hotel does actually have some meeting space, it is kind of geared towards business people. There is a desk and a workspace in here, a really bright light, lots of space on this desk. There's a QR code that you can scan for resort information, and that leads to the Swan Dolphin app, which I do have. And this nice wibbly wobbly chair that matches the outside of the hotel. Got the ever important trash and recycling bin, but we are more concerned with our view. So this is actually the lowest view category room here at Swan Reserve. It's a traditional room with the standard view, but it's still a really good view. That's over there is Expedition Everest. You can see it really clearly. And then we have a pool view. And we are facing the Hollywood Studios side. The other side of the hotel faces Epcot. And that's obviously a very good view of Tower of Terror as well. But enough about that. How about this couch? It's pretty nice couch. It's got throw pillows, which isn't very standard in Disney hotels. And who doesn't love a throw pillow? And you have this nice like ottoman that has all this movable like flat surface on it if you wanted to, I don't know, eat on the couch. The space is yours. Do what you like with it. I have to do a sofa science. Sofa Swan Reserve science. A lot of S's happening. Ready? Oh, that was more comfy than I was expecting. I sank in a little bit. I was expecting it to be kind of like, some of the Disney couches have sort of a rubbery thing to them, but this is pretty comfy. It's also a sleeper, so we'll open this baby up when it comes time. But we're all really concerned about the bed. Of course, this is a king bed room. There are rooms with 2 queen beds as well, and there are suites with a lot more space than this that have like dining tables. I walked by some of them coming in, but obviously didn't want to film people's rooms. You've got 2 side tables. These are exactly the same on either side. Lots of like cubby space under the drawer, and then a pretty sizable drawer for you to keep things in. You've got a good amount of surface space here. Your fancy remote, look, it's got a Netflix button and an alarm clock. You won't see alarm clock in Disney World Resort hotels, but you will see alarm clocks at the Swan Dolphin and the Swan Reserve. These lights are fun, but I won't say they're the most practical. You press this little button and there's off both, on both. What? Okay, there we go. Top is on. I got really confused there, but bottom is off. And then you have to like half press it. Bottom is on, but top is off. I don't really know why you'd want that. And they definitely cast a little too much light to be considered reading lights, but you got options with these lights. There's one on each side of the bed. Now I don't know how to turn it back on. Now these hotels, the Swan Dolphin and the Swan Reserve, do use the Marriott Westin Heavenly bed. It is my favorite bed I've slept on in Disney World when I stayed at the Dolphin, so we'll see how this one holds up during bed science and tonight. And then there is some underbed storage space as well. There's this big cubby hole, one on each side. I like these slats. They definitely play with the design of the rest of the hotel. I can't say I love the like swimsuit ladies painting. It's not my favorite hotel painting. And it's a big feature in here, but I guess it does match the decor. I don't know. Swimsuit ladies, we are spending our staycation together. And then you've got your other cubby over here. This side of the bed does have that big outlets thing, but there are outlets on the alarm clock. There's a little notepad, which I appreciate. Another sizable drawer, and this very sleek looking phone. How sleek. And more cubby space. And you do have this fancy thermostat as well, which is set to 74, and for some reason I'm still really cold in here. What's with that body? But yeah, that's pretty much the hotel room. But of course, I'm not gonna forget bed science. You know, I have to write on my shot list in all caps bed science, or otherwise I'll forget it, and then I know that everyone will be so disappointed. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if anybody cares about bed science, but bed science with Quincy. Is that the theme song? Or did I just mess that up? All right, moment of truth. King size bed science for the first time ever. Huh. Oh yeah, I'm so excited to sleep in this bed. The pillows here are awesome. This bed is so comfy. It is like the perfect, like I say this a lot for the Disney beds, that they're a perfect mix of firm and soft. This one really feels like it. Like it's firm and supporting me, but it's soft and I'm sinking into it just a little bit. It is just right. I love the beds at Swan, or at Dolphin. I guess I've never been to Swan, but it's the same as Dolphin. And here at Swan Reserve. And pillow test. Oh, I'm still sinking. This is my dream. I haven't stopped sinking. Amazing. Redecorating montage. That was a trickier redecorating montage. The Disney beds tend to be a lot easier to get out than the sofa bed was. I had to move that really heavy ottoman. There are a ton of cushions, and the throw pillows got less fun when I had to find a place for them. So I didn't love the sofa bed redecorating experience, but let's see how comfy it is. Safety first when sciencing with sofa beds. Oh, it is comfier than a Disney sofa bed. It's much springier and softer than the main bed. Obviously, that one is more comfortable, but it does feel a lot more comfortable than a Disney sofa bed does. However, I do think if you like a firm mattress, this might be a little too soft and might give you some back pain sleeping on it, especially for multiple nights during a Disney trip. So just something to be aware of if you're like two adults or two couples sharing this room. Might get a little squeezy, and this bed might not do it for you the whole time. Now that's the room, and time to check out the bathroom. I haven't even been in there. It'll be a surprise as much for you as it will for me. All right, headed into the bathroom. Big slidey door. All right, it's not anything too fancy on first impression, but it's definitely, I mean, that's a nice shower, you know? Details-wise, sizable mirror. I don't love the lighting in here. Like, doing makeup in here seems like it would be a shadowy challenge, but, you know, we'll take what we can give. That's not what I meant. But then also there's this, which is, oh, it doesn't even look that silly to you. Actually, it looks a little silly. That's not what my face looks like. Vanity-wise, you've got a tissue box, a water cup. That's nice, because usually you have to use the same water cups like in the room as you do in the bathroom. And then this very large sink. Now, it is a single vanity, but there's a good amount of vanity space. And then you've got plenty of washcloths and your toiletries. Shampoo, conditioner, body lotion, body wash, and a facial bar. And those are all the Swan Reserve Vitamin C Naturals collection. Under the sink, we've got some hand towels and a large like shelf space, good place for toiletries, extra toilet paper, your hair dryers in this bag here, and a basket full of towels. Then you have this art of a tree. Are there people swimming in the tree? What? And then you've got your ever important commode, trash can, and an upright toilet paper holder. And don't worry, it's all one room. There is no like separate commode room, but there is a lock on the big sliding door. You can see, you just latch it. And this particular room does have a big walk-in shower situation. You've got your bath mat hanging here, open up just by pulling the knob, and a very large waterfall shower head with another like spot shower head. And it looks like there is a body bar in here as well. More toiletries. And a little bar for your foot or whatever. Some bar to hold on to. And your controls are over here, which is strange. But let's check out the water pressure. Oh, that looks nice. That actually is coming off like waterfall pressure. And it is a pretty sizable shower. So that's pretty neat. And that just about does it for our Swan Reserve room. Pretty nice. But I think we should go check out the rest of the hotel. So let's get going. Price-wise, this hotel is classified as a deluxe when it comes to Disney's classifications. However, it is less expensive than every other deluxe hotel, even if only by a little bit for the cheapest one. So pricing here does vary based on room, the level, the view, the number of beds, all sorts of things. And you can also check the Marriott website for special discounts. Definitely do that. If you can save some money, do it. I today paid $477 plus that mandatory resort package fee for like the water bottles and the fitness center and the spa for $35. The cheapest Disney Deluxe resort room for this date I checked was Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is farther than this from everything since I can walk to Epcot and Hollywood Studios from here, and that still costs $515. So those are about the same. This one just has a slightly better location. So it's going to be about the same as the cheapest Disney Deluxe resort. On average, this hotel does have rooms that range from $385 to around $800 per night, depending on the room and the date. And keep in mind that standard Disney Deluxe rooms can go up well over $1,000. The room I stayed in at Contemporary just a few weeks ago can go up to well over $1,000 depending on the time of year. So it is definitely going to be a cheaper option, though still expensive when it comes to general hotel rates. But you do get those Disney Deluxe perks. Now you also get those over at Swan and Dolphin, which are a little bit cheaper than here at the Swan Reserve, and that is a major, major perk. That's extended theme park evening hours. I'll go over some more of those later, but that's a huge perk. The big thing that's a bummer here is those fees. Like having to pay a $35 resort fee on top of the rate pretty much just makes the rate another $35 high in my opinion, even if it is for your whole trip. I don't know, fees don't feel good. Disney's hotels don't have fees, but they're still more expensive. So wait, before we go, I've noticed something important. There's HDMI plugs that are accessible and meant to be accessible, and like other plugs that are things, USB. That's exciting because at Disney hotels, you cannot, at least easily, and you're not supposed to access those things. So you can plug in game systems, your laptop, whatever. And then you can also stream. Pro tip, it's actually very difficult to tell when an elevator's coming. There's one. I've gotten not noticed a couple times. And look, pretty planty elevator. I don't see any people swimming in this one. Who pressed every button? Because it wasn't me. All right, I'm back on the main floor that has all the dining and everything, so let's take a look around. First thing I noticed, tons of seating and everything all around, just like not in anywhere particular, so that you can just sit, hang out, read a book. What do you guys think is in this book? Unclear what the book is about. So right to the left when you come up to the third floor from the escalators, you'll see a Mickey desk. That's the Disney Experience desk. It's been closed since I got here, but that's a great place to stop by if you have questions about Disney tickets, Disney reservations, and things like that. But the front desk can also probably answer some questions or at least direct you in the right direction. There's a concierge desk and reception up here, which is helpful if you need it. And of course, as we saw earlier, you view out to the Dolphin, and the Swan is over there just across the street. Now at the Swan Reserve, you do have access to their pool. You also have access to all of the amenities and pools over at the Swan and Dolphin. It's a ton of amenities across these three hotels. You have access to all of them. Pretty much everything's included in your resort fee. You get a discount at the spa. So lots to do around here. If you want to learn more about what you can do over at the Dolphin, go ahead and watch my tour. And if you want to learn more about the Swan, comment and let me know whether or not you want a tour there. You can pretty much see there's a bar here, but I think we should head outside and check out the pool first, because who doesn't want to have a pool day when they're staying at a deluxe resort? All right, Swan Reserve has a large and trendy pool area. It's super trendy. There are cabanas that you can rent, and of course there is an outdoor pool bar. So this here is the pool bar. It is, of course, a full bar. It's called Tangerine. And they do also serve a number of entrees and small plates, appetizers, and things like that. The menu here Actually has a lot of the things that you can get at Amare, which is the signature restaurant here, without having to have a reservation and everything like that. There are a number of signature cocktails as well that you can check out, and they do have some frozen libations, which you can also get as non-alcoholic, which is awesome if you don't drink or for your kiddos. And there's so much seating out here. There's like standard tables, lounge seating, this like long booth over here. It's seriously an awesome place to hang out. It's a little rainy, but there were a ton of people out of the pool earlier, as you saw from our view. They've got cabanas with full TVs here, and this pool, which is not the biggest, but this hotel isn't the biggest, so I don't think it should get too crowded. Maybe. There are floats available, which is really cool. There's also this beautiful stone fire pit, which is awesome. I definitely hang out here, and your resort fee actually does include a s'mores kit. You can get a really good view of like the architecture of the hotel from over here. I honestly don't love the wavy blue thing. I think it looks a little out of place like when you're driving around Disney World, but I will say I'm enjoying my stay here so far, so pretty good staycation. Again, lots of seating, and this is not the only pool you have access to. If your kiddos want to slide, there's definitely a slide over at the Grotto pool that you have access to over at Swan and Dolphin, kind of between the two of them, closer to the Dolphin side. There's also this very, very helpful towel hut, which has towels available, of course, and then also some things available for purchase, such as sunblock, after sun relief gel, I need that, diving toys, lip balm, even swim diapers, tanning oil, and things like that. And they have complimentary services of book trading. That's amazing. Beach balls, pool noodles, inner tubes, and card games. So cool. And there are some deck games. I see right over here, there is Giant Connect 4. Who doesn't love some Giant Connect 4? Now, cabanas are for rent, and you can check those out at the Towel Hut. If you're gonna have a pool day, that could be a super cool way to spice it up a little bit, add a little bit more comfort, your own personal private cushion space with a TV. Sounds pretty nice to me. Drink from Tangerine, I could get behind that. Today, the pool is open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., so pretty good hours. And yeah, I mean, I'd hang out here. This whole patio is amazing. Oh wow, I just noticed that these rooms right here actually have direct access out here. So just to open up their door and come on out to the pool. Now those Swan Reserve and Swan Dolphin are not very Disney themed. This one does have a pretty intense theme of the like modern oasis situation. But it does not feel very Disney. If you want a hotel that feels Disney, this is not where you should stay. You might want to pay a little bit more for a Disney Deluxe or a little bit less for a Disney Moderate. But still, I mean, it's a pretty nice, it feels very adult, which makes sense. There is some meeting space and some business space here, so this hotel can host business folks, and you might see some of those people while you're here. It might contribute to crowds at the hotel. That tends to happen at any of those hotels that have sort of convention center vibes. Coronado Springs is the same way, so is Contemporary. They can just be crowded if there happens to be an event going on. Let's head back inside before that scary cloud gets scarier though. And our next stop is Stir. Now this is the main bar lounge here at Swan Reserve. It is a beautiful bar. Feels very high-end in here. And there's a ton of like lounge style couch seating, as well as standard tables, and of course the bar seating. Stir does have a number of appetizers and flatbreads. These flatbreads are available at Tangerine, Stir, and Amare. Some entrees as well, and then of course some specialty cocktails, plus wine and beer. There are some big TVs on. Right now they've got ESPN on, it looks like. And something that I really like about this bar is that it's actually open until 2 a.m. Disney bars do tend to close around 11 right now, pretty much since the parks reopened in 2020 at the resorts. This one being open until 2 a.m., I think that's a big perk. A lot of people don't want to call it around 11, so that's pretty nice, especially in a hotel bar where you're so close to your room. Big perk in my opinion. All right, there's 2 more dining locations, both of which I'm more excited about, and I think we should take a stop. I'm feeling hungry. There's a whole peacock right here. Do you think that's a real taxidermied peacock? There's no way, but it really looks like it, doesn't it? So heading this way, we've got this long hallway of seating with these super cute cubbies. Honestly, this is where I'd be working from. I know there's that nice desk space in the room, but I would definitely work from one of these little cubbies here. This kind of hall of lounge seating is shared between Stir, where we just were, and Grounds. Yes, there's a cafe, a coffee bar. I'm thrilled. So Grounds has a number of grab and go options, including some things that are easier to bring up to the room and some fancy things to bring up to the room, like biscotti and olive oil and olives. Do I need olives for my hotel room? You've also got some grab and go drinks and food. I really like the grab and go options over at Fuel, and these look pretty similar, if not a little bit more high end than those. I've had a Caesar from Fuel, and that looks like a fancier Caesar. There's also lots of like grab-and-go drinks, including the exclusive Swan Dolphin beer, Fins and Feathers, which is very cool. And we've got some pastries here, plus a pretty sizable menu of breakfast sandwiches, a couple lunch sandwiches, and then look at all the coffee options. Do I need coffee? Probably. They do have some grab-and-go bottles of wine in here and the Fins and Feather t-shirt, which I just noticed. But I have acquired a parfait to hold me over until our very exciting, very big dinner. Spoiler alert, it's at the Signature Restaurant, which is just vanilla yogurt, fresh berries, granola, almond, and raisins. Should be pretty good. And then I am so sorry, everybody, but I did get a tea. I've betrayed myself. This is the Sunset Bliss, and it actually is a specialty hot tea that they serve here at Grounds. It is made with Mighty Leaf Chamomile Citrus Tea, and it's infused with orange tangerine syrup. So I'm very excited about this. I already had coffee today, so I didn't want to overdo it, especially because is this parfait the first thing I'm eating? Maybe it is. Listen, sometimes you got a big Disney meal. Don't do as I do, please. Eat, even if you have a big meal, even if it's something small, like a parfait. You got milk options, sugars and things like that, and grab and go over here, and then you can go grab your lounge seating wherever you want to go. I don't know if this is a plus or minus, but there's been very trendy music playing pretty loudly around this hotel, so I guess that depends on if that's a plus or minus for you. It's definitely got a little bit more of like a party hangout vibe than the Disney hotels does. It feels a lot more adult. There's not as much geared towards kids here, which is a bonus for me as a young adult, maybe wouldn't be for you and your family. And also, I hope it's not going to give us a copyright strike on YouTube. Are you ready for the dump in action? Ooh. I made a little bit of a mess, but not a big one. I understand that this is like the least exciting thing I could have gotten, but sometimes when you're on a staycation with your friends, that's you guys. You just want a parfait. This tastes how you think it does. It's vanilla yogurt, so it's a pretty sweet parfait. That's not like non-flavored yogurt. It's not just strawberries and blueberries, there's also blackberries in here. We're sharing a parfait together. I'm gonna eat it all, but if you were here, we would be sharing. Now for my fancy infused tea. I'm gonna burn myself, I just know it. It smells really good. It's good. It's berry tangerine, and it's not overly sweet. I could have added sugar, of course, but I didn't want to with the sweeter parfait. This is it's a high quality tea. I can taste it. The biggest flavor I'm getting is tangerine, probably from that tangerine syrup. It did burn my tongue a little bit. But you know, we all make mistakes. Should I take another sip and burn it again? Yes. I also will say this 12-ounce tea was only, it was under $4, and with the parfait, the whole thing was about $10, which is cheaper than most things that you get. I think if I got the equivalent at a Joffrey's, it would be more than that. All right, now just past Grounds, next to this beautiful wine wall that is calling to me, there is a Marriott, which is the signature dining restaurant here. It has a Mediterranean flair, and I do have a reservation here, so we will certainly be checking it out a little later. But it's not time for my reservation yet, and we got more hotel to see, so let's go check out some more stuff, including a very fancy amenity here, which is similar to some other stuff, but different. You'll see what I mean. This floor certainly looks a little different, and that's because Swan Reserve is home to a state-of-the-art fitness center. And we're gonna go take a look. There are changing rooms down here available, and then a huge, beautiful 24-hour fitness center. You do have to be a guest to access the fitness center, and you can scan your room key, or like I'm going to do on my phone right here. The fitness center has state-of-the-art equipment, cardio equipment, strength training machines, ellipticals. There are yoga balls and yoga mats. There's free weights. It's a very, very fancy fitness center. Other resorts in Disney World do have fitness centers like this, but this one is a little bit more complete and whole than a lot of those. The Swan and Dolphin fitness centers, or the one over there, is the health club, is also very nice, but the fitness center here is, I mean, if you want to work out on vacation, not usually me, but if you do, you'll want to check this out. So the View Room and View Terrace is a private event space. Businesses can book it. You can book it for weddings and things like that. It is a beautiful event room and a beautiful outdoor rooftop terrace. As you know, is it available for guests? And the man at the front desk told me that, in fact, it is not available to guests typically because it is a private event space. However, tonight they are holding a private event party for guests of the Swan Reserve Hotel. It was free, a private fireworks party. Snacks and things like that are available up there, and you get to watch the fireworks from the rooftop. I never would have known about that if I hadn't have asked about the View Terrace at the front desk, so make sure that you're asking if there's anything fun for guests that you can participate in. No charge at all to go up there and have a private fireworks viewing. So it is at 8:30. Hopefully I can make it. My dining reservation is going to make it cut a little bit close, but you know, fingers crossed with me. Maybe we'll make it. And you can see we made it back down to the first floor where the bell desk is, and actually, let's hop out this giant revolving door because there's some stuff to see outside too. Just kidding. It's scary and there's people in there. Let's go out the normal door. When you arrive at Swan Reserve, you do have this kind of parking share, which you might get dropped off at. And this is also where you can valet if you'd like. That's typically going to be about $42. Now, you do have to pay for parking at the Swan Reserve, and it is more expensive than any Disney hotel. Parking daily at the deluxe resorts at Disney World is $25 per night. Here at the Swan Reserve, it is a daily rate of $32 per night, a weekly rate of $224. So parking is expensive. And of course, this is a valuable parking area because you are so close to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but you don't have to be a guest to park here, but you do have to pay that fee regardless. And now I'm crossing because maybe my favorite amenity, that's dramatic, but I love it, of this hotel is right across the way, right over here. So just steps away from the Swan Reserve, literally it was like 30 steps, is Fantasia Gardens Mini Golf. This is one of 2 mini golf courses available in Disney World, and this one is actually my favorite of the 2. I have golfed at both. You can see here that Fantasia Gardens has 2 different courses, the Gardens course and the Fairways course, and the courses are themed to the Fantasia movies. I did want to play a little bit today, but it does seem they're closed for the weather, and we're getting close to the dinner reservation anyway. So moral of the story, if you want to see a mini golf video where I compare the 2 mini golf courses and maybe bring along some of the AllEars cast, you let me know, because I love mini golf and we're not competitive at all. If you like mini golf and you do have like an extra evening, or you're done with your day and have a little more energy, I mean, this course doesn't close until 10 p.m. This is one of them. Winter Summerland is the other one over by Blizzard Beach. And as you can see, the holes are extremely well themed. That's Sorcerer Mickey with literally, you can see like all the brooms behind him, and it's just super fun. I definitely consider this one of the most underrated activities you can do in Disney World. It's $14 for adults, even less for kids. Super inexpensive, open till 10 p.m. if you need a little something extra to do. If you have a resort day and just want to cap it off with something extra special. The mini golf is super fun. It's super themed. This one is Fantasia themed. The other one is themed to like Christmas all year, but also summer Christmas. It's confusing. I could show you in a video if you want it. You just let me know. I'll tell you right now, if I had more than one night at Swan Reserve, I would certainly be over at Fantasia Gardens, hands down. Now for the most important location that we will see probably this entire tour, Disney bus transportation. So unlike Disney World hotels, you do not get to use Disney transport here, Disney official transport. There is their own, so the Swan, Dolphin, and the Swan Reserve have their own buses. Your bus might share with the Swan or the Dolphin, and but the buses do come pretty often, and they will take you where you need to head. Disney Springs, Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom. Just a heads up though that you are encouraged to use the water taxis or the walkways to get to Hollywood Studios or Epcot. So that's a little bit of a haul over there. We are headed to Animal Kingdom tomorrow, so we're gonna get to check out some of that Swan and Dolphin transportation. That's a Magic Kingdom bus right there, and one big thing to know about the Magic Kingdom bus is it will drop you at the Transportation and Ticket Center, and you'll have to leave from the Transportation and Ticket Center instead of the Disney bus stop at the front gate. Now, depending on who you are, that could be a minor or major inconvenience. I don't know if it'll make or break you wanting to stay at the Swan Reserve. You definitely want to know when you're not on the actual Disney buses, so when you're on the Swan and Dolphin transportation, you will get dropped to the Transportation and Ticket Center instead of right at Magic Kingdom, which you then have to transfer to a ferry boat or the monorail or another bus to get to Magic Kingdom. But enough about that. Time for the creme de la creme of this tour, the Signature Dining Restaurant. I'm very excited. As I make my way back up to the room to go grab some stuff before dinner, we are passing the meeting rooms here on the first floor. The ballrooms are also down this way as well. And you can see it's a pretty significant business space in here, bigger than you'd expect. As is the case with a lot of convention center hotels, they do have a 24-hour business center with printing and faxing and anything you might need. And it is actually staffed for part of the day as well. So if you need a little help or any business amenities, that's a good place to check. I know I'm typically a big lounge diner during my resort tours, and I definitely stand behind that. I would totally be a stir tonight, but I figured new hotel, special occasion, you know, maybe we go to the Signature Restaurant. So we are headed to Amare tonight. Amare is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's known for Mediterranean cuisine, unique desserts, and specialty cocktails. Breakfast is a buffet and a la carte selections. Lunch is going to be salads, flatbreads, entrees, and then dinner is going to have a little bit more of an upscale vibe to it, and that is the meal, obviously, we're eating tonight. It is dinner time. And as you look at this wine wall, just know they have a Mediterranean-based wine list, which I'm pretty excited about. This is an absolutely beautiful restaurant. There are a couple of different dining rooms, but it is on the smaller side. Lots of natural light coming in, not like Oasis Mediterranean vibe of the rest of the hotel is definitely brought in here. It's even brought in like my plateware and my menu. And there is an open kitchen, which I can literally, from my seat, see the chefs cooking, which is awesome. It's like dinner and a show, except dinner is your show. I am so excited for my meal. I'm so hungry. I'm looking out at a beautiful view of the Swan and Dolphin and a roof. But you know, you get what you want. I'm at a window table, so I'm happy. All right, so here we have their bread service. This is complimentary. This is their seed bread. And also there is this hummus with olive oil and black olive, which is what that sort of puree is. And I love olives, so I'm very excited. I got a ton of hummus. I eat a lot of hummus. It's like a common sight is me eating olives and or hummus in meetings, so. It's really good. The bread is like shockingly crispy on the outside. The seeds have an awesome, very like mild but delicious flavor. And then the biggest flavor I got from the hummus was from that olive puree. It was more like a green olive sort of hybrid flavor. Very, very good if you like olives. If not, what's wrong with you? But also just go around and eat the hummus. It's delicious hummus as well. This is awesome bread, and I love that there's complimentary hummus. That's so fun. Mediterranean wines are kind of the thing here, so I definitely wanted to give them a try. So I got their main signature wine flight here, which is the Grand Tour of the Mediterranean. It's all sparkling wines. We have the Vol d'Oca Prosecco Rosé. We have the Marquis de Socheres Cava. This is our server's favorite, so I'm excited about that. The GH Mon Grand Cordon Brut. And the Domaine Spiropolis Eau de Penos Brut. So Greek wine, Italian wine, French wine, and Spanish wine. Literally just a tour of the Mediterranean right here. All right, speed review because it's 4 wines. I'm not a rosé drinker, but I felt positive about this when it got here, and it was such a light rosé. This is very good, very high quality rosé. Super delicate, very floral taste. Just like the slightest fruitiness to it, very good. My server's favorite, the cava. Oh my gosh, I see why she likes that so much. This is like one of the most delicate wines I've ever tasted, but it still has a forward enough flavor that it's not like water like some Pinot Grigios. Kind of a white floral taste to it. Very, very light, very refreshing. I would drink a lot of that, a couple glasses. The Brut. That one's harsher. It tastes more like a Brut. I'm getting really forward notes of vanilla. Super good. French wine. And then this is the Grecian fruit. Grecian Brut. Oh, a lot fruitier. Almost greener on the end. All 4 of those are very good wines. And I tend to be picky about white wine. I just thought I'd get this because it's our signature, but they have 4 different wine flights. There's this one, there's a white wine one, a red wine one. I would definitely try out one of these wine flights if you're here, especially because they are relatively inexpensive. This one was just barely over $20 for 4 pretty sizable pours of wine. I mean, a good deal, delicious wine, and I'm pretty much tasting my way around the Mediterranean. So over there, we have Chef Mauricio, who is our chef tonight. He's running the kitchen, and he actually came over and recommended this charred octopus to me. It looks amazing. It is charred octopus served on a fennel puree and topped with pickled onion, crispy potato shards, and pistachio gremolata. I am certainly interested and excited to give it a try. All right, I've gotten a bite with a lot of different elements. I'm excited. Octopus in general is on the chewy side. This is maybe the least chewy octopus I've ever had. It was perfectly prepared. It's so tender and flavorful that it has almost a scallops vibe to it, but a little bit more high-end. And then with it, there's a lot of acids coming in from the onions and the radishes that are on top of it that are just amazing, along with that puree on the bottom. It's balancing it perfectly. This is a very well done appetizer. I would certainly get this again. I will say you would have to like octopus. I'm so glad that Chef Mauricio recommended it to me because this is absolutely spectacular octopus. If you don't like octopus, skip it. You're not going to like it. It still tastes like octopus. It's not going to change your life if you don't like octopus, but if you like octopus, definitely worth a try. So I just talked to my waitress, Kathleen, about why the octopus tastes so good, and she said that they actually do sous vide the octopus for a long time, which is why it gets so tender, and then they char it. So you still get the charred flavor, but it's a sous vide octopus. Very good. My brother has a sous vide. We got it for him for Christmas. Jack, please sous vide me some octopus. This is to you. All right, for my entree, I went with the romesco chicken, which is a fennel marinated chicken breast, paprikash style braised thigh, which is the thigh there, a house-made pappardelle pasta, wow, organic vegetables, cauliflower puree, roasted red pepper, and walnut romesco sauce. This looks amazing. I'm not usually a chicken eater at fancier restaurants. I usually like a steak or even like a fish or even a vegetarian meal over chicken usually, but this looks absolutely spectacular. All right, bite of chicken in that beautiful walnut sauce. Very well cooked chicken. It's a beautiful cut of white meat chicken. Amazingly cooked. Super soft and tender, delicious chicken. It's not like, you know when you bite chicken and it gets a little like stringy sometimes? It's not like that at all. The sauce is very unique in a good way. It's like it's a walnut romesco sauce. It tastes like very like Italian Mediterranean. It's got a lot of that walnutty flavor to it, and it's got a tiny kick of probably black pepper to it. It is very, very good. It's reminding me of like chestnut bisque, which is weird because it's not chestnuts, but it's like a super thick, heavy sauce. Very surprising flavors. So far, this restaurant has really struck me as a place that if you are a foodie, if you like eating more adventurous meals, being more culturally adventurous with your eats, stellar. But if you're a picky eater, you might have trouble. I mean, this is the chicken dish, and it's giving me flavors that are very unfamiliar to me. I'm enjoying because I am one of those more adventurous eaters, but it's definitely unique. If you like American food, this restaurant doesn't seem to have too much to offer. I'm trying a little bit of the chicken thigh from the pasta. Very tender. I have textural challenges with chicken, especially chicken thighs. It can get a little weird for me, weird me out. None of that is happening here. Very flavorful. The chicken itself has a lot of amazing flavor, and it's also soaking up a lot of really great flavor from the way it's seasoned and the way it's sauced. I'm really excited for this house-made pappardelle. All right, pappardelle house-made. The veggies in the pappardelle are my favorite part of the dish. The first thing I tasted was the cauliflower puree. I'm a big cauliflower fan. It's got like a bit of sweetness to it, like a vegetable-y sweetness that is so, so, so good. The pappardelle kind of gets coated in it, so do the vegetables, especially the cooked carrots. Makes it really amazing. And the pappardelle is like perfectly al dente, very tender. Awesome pasta. Again, it's a very vegetable-y pasta side here, and it's got chicken thighs on it. Not exactly your picky eater friendly meal, but very, very good for somebody who's a little bit more inclined to like newer flavors, Mediterranean flavors for sure, and beautifully cooked pasta, but who doesn't? So another thing that I learned is that it's not just the pappardelle. All of the pastas here are made in-house, every single one, just like at Topolino's Terrace over at Riviera Resort. Very big plus. I mean, fresh pasta is the best pasta, as I always say. I've never said that before in my life. Also, I would like to point out that Chef Mauricio's favorite movie is Coco. All right, so the dessert menu isn't listed online, but they have a Cioccolatino, a cannoli, a caragli, a Greek yogurt cheesecake, and a Calabrian walnut cake. I asked what the most popular thing was, and she said it was the Greek yogurt cheesecake. So here it is. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is an amazingly beautiful dessert. It is a rich custard of Greek-styled yogurt with cream cheese, seasonal berries, and a hand-pressed, very thin, golden graham cracker crust. And if you look at the top, those are white chocolate tiles, mosaic tiles, and they are designed to look like the wall just across the way there. Pretty cool. All right, cheers, dessert cheers. I'm full, but boy, does this look good. Amazing. It is lighter than some cheesecakes I've had from the Greek yogurt. It is super creamy. I just had it without the berries. I'm gonna have a bite with berry now and with the mosaic tile. The graham cracker crust, I love graham cracker crust. It's my favorite type of pie crust, my favorite type of cheesecake crust, and it is so, so, so good. It's not overly sweet because it's Greek yogurt. This is unbelievable. I like cheesecake, I don't love it. I love this. The fresh blueberries, amazing. Amare eye gets a thumbs up. This isn't a thumbs up. This is an okay. It gets a thumbs up from me. I will say, I don't think this restaurant's for everyone. It was very adventurous flavors, even on the more like dishes I expect to be a little more basic, like the chicken. It was very adventurous flavors all around. But if you like more adventurous flavors, if you like Mediterranean flavors, a lot of like olive flavors, those like house-made pastas. My favorite thing, honestly, was the cheesecake, the Greek yogurt cheesecake. Definitely, I think worth a stop for dinner if you do like more adventurous flavors. They also have breakfast and lunch. The flatbreads are also a little bit cheaper. And you can get a lot of the eats that I had here at Amare at Tangerine, the pool bar. Some of them are available at Stir, and some other options are available at Stir as well. So there are definitely options for everybody. I will say I think it's geared more towards adventurous eaters. I think it's worth going out of your way for adventurous eaters, but if you're not, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I had a really awesome meal. I think it was great, and it was expensive, but not like overly expensive like Disney signature. It was a little bit cheaper than a Disney signature restaurant, I would say. So I liked it. Amare was good. I guess I'm gonna head back to my room and watch Netflix because I can on the TV. And on the way there, we can talk about the pros and cons of the hotel. So is the Swan Reserve worth it for you? That certainly depends. For one, it does have many of the same perks as the Walt Disney World Resort hotels. There's transportation to the Disney World attractions and parks. There's theme park parking, package delivery when and if it returns. It's still not available since the 2020 park closures. You get early theme park entry, and you get those extended theme park hours, so you can go super, super late. I think tonight I could have gone to Magic Kingdom until 1 a.m. So late. And then, of course, you also get access to guest services and things like that. And Genie booking windows, the whole shebang. Pros-wise, the biggest one for me is going to be location. We're in Epcot area. I can walk to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. In my opinion, resorts in this area are in the best location in all of Disney World. I stand by that. And there are tons of dining options. There's a pool bar, a lounge, a coffee bar, and a signature dining restaurant, all located right here at Swan Reserve. You also are walking distance to the Swan and the Dolphin, which have a ton of dining options. And you can walk to the Boardwalk, Beach Club, Yacht Club, and even Epcot if you have Park Division and Hollywood Studios. So with access to the Boardwalk, you also have access to entertainment. So you can get over to Jelly Rolls and watch the dueling pianos. You can go play some of the Boardwalk games, go get a Surrey bike. All of that is right nearby. Also, Fantasia Gardens is literally steps away from the front door. The pools at Swan and Dolphin are available to you as well. You get a discount at the spa over at the Swan and Dolphin, so that's pretty awesome. And then my final pro is going to be that it does tend to be a little bit better priced than Disney World Deluxe hotels. You're getting deluxe perks here for the same price as the cheapest deluxe hotel. Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge tend to be the cheapest deluxe hotels. This one is going to be about the same price as those with a better location. Wilderness Lodge is a pretty good one. I'd say that's pretty comparable. But this, walking distance to Epcot, walking distance to Hollywood Studios, you get the friendship boats. I mean, it's pretty good, and it's going to be a little bit better price than those for you to still get that extended theme park hours, which are only available to deluxe hotels. As a point, though, you can also get extended theme park hours at Swan and Dolphin, which are even cheaper than Swan Reserve. So if that's something you want to do, I would definitely look into the pricing over there and see if the amenities of Swan Reserve, the luxury of Swan Reserve, makes you want to pay that extra $100 or so per night versus staying at the Swan and Dolphin. Cons-wise, this spot does have conventions and tour groups, so it can get a little busy, and especially with such a small hotel, if a convention or tour group is here, you're probably going to feel it, and there's not really a great way to predict that either. It also doesn't really have that Disney feeling, so while you're here, your kids aren't probably going to love this hotel. It's definitely geared towards adults. The only Mickey thing I've seen is that Mickey desk in the lobby, and everything else is just weird, trendy, modern oasis, which I like, but I am an adult without children, and you might not like that, and your family might not like it. And finally, this resort does have fees. That's a big con for a lot of people. It doesn't feel great to have a fee tacked on to your stay, of course, so just keep in mind that, like, the resort does have fees, and that is kind of roped into your, it's a $35 mandatory fee, and that is roped into your, like, booking price. So keep in mind if that is going to make the difference, if it's going to make it about the same to stay here versus staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, that's another thing to consider. I said I was going to head back to my room, but I sat down in the lobby. a long trek, but I guess I'm headed up there. So I will see you guys in the morning, and I will see you guys then. Good night. All right, I got stuff to film. If you enjoyed our staycation at Swan Reserve, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now go watch my tour of the Dolphin Hotel. See you there.